I just thought I'd put some of the questions to rest, purely because I'm not hiding my face. There's no reason to hide. But look, people are panicking. For me, I don't know why they're panicking for me in the slightest. And they're asking questions, what about the neighbours? What if police stumble across it? What if this happens? What if that happens? At the end of the day, look, while you're asking what if, a crop could be up and down by the time people are worrying. It makes me laugh, but at the end of the day, look, I'm not invincible. I'm not cocky. What you need to understand, see them old videos there, it's the ones that are like from a year ago with me behind it, so to speak, in the wardrobe. I was going to delete that because that video there is pure egotistical. What I mean is I didn't want to speak on the videos at first with my voice and then end up putting myself in the video, and it didn't make sense, you see. So I was going to delete it, but I ended up keeping it up because everyone was, should I say, bitching about it and, panicking about it. And it got a couple of views, and I thought, I'll just leave it up. But look, about the neighbours, at the end of the day, you've got to listen to them 10 commandments. Love thy neighbour as thyself. You see, and love your enemies. I don't have any enemies. At the end of the day, you're going to ask me, well, what if a neighbour, snitches on you? Well, look, I worked in the Liverpool Crown Court as a security officer, and I spoke to district judges and recorder judges and police officers, and I was asking them, what are you raiding for? And they were getting fed up. What they were getting fed up of this is what they told me. They said, we're getting fed up of neighbours grassing people up, right? Then we go to the Crown Prosecution Service, we ask for a warrant. So they've got to apply for a warrant. They can't just go, okay, we're going to beat his door down. They've got to go into the Crown Court, ask the Crown Prosecution Service, is the case valuable? And can we issue a warrant out for us, to go and raid the house? And then it's all the police resources, you see. So when they're beating doors down for like 4 plants, they're absolutely fed up of it, because there's that many people popping crops up now and just doing little tents, that they're just sick and tired of stumbling across little four. And what happens is, it's called a mitigation plea. You see, your mitigation plea is this: look, I've only got 4 plants and they're for my personal use, and you can explain that because you can calculate it by how many what I think they calculate it as each plant gets about 2 ounces or something along them lines, maybe 4, I don't know. But at the end of the day, they just count how many plants you've got, and then they make a judgment on that. And the mitigation plea is can you mitigate that to use it, like can you explain that it is for your own personal use? And you just get kicked out of court, and it's like a dismissed case. You get like a little slap on the wrist and a fine, you see. But I'm not hung up. This is what people need to understand. I'm not hung up on that plant. Nothing is guaranteed in this world. I don't sit there thinking that's guaranteed coming in. If it goes, it goes. At the end of the day, it's a plant. So I don't panic. I don't sit there worrying. I don't waste my time. Look, at the end of the day, can you add any extra hours to your life by worrying? It doesn't make no difference. It doesn't change nothing. It doesn't help in any way, shape or form. I understand, don't think you're invincible and don't walk around cocky and be up your own hoop. You know what I mean? Thinking, oh, no one's going to touch me, because I've had that attitude before, and I had my crop stolen by little kids. When the cat's away, the mice will play at the end of the day. So, I don't sit there thinking I'm invincible. I just sit there thinking to myself, right, I've got respect for people. I'm not a burden to society. I'm not drug dealing. I'm not out there spinning. I'm not El Chapo, Pablo Escobar, trying to make, a living off other people's misery. I don't hate police. You see what I mean? I've had friends who are police officers who've gone to the military police and stuff. Everyone. The only reason people hate police is because, well, that's when they're handcuffing them and nicking them. You see, but I've got no grudges against them. Because I don't believe in doing anything wrong. And this is what makes me laugh, is if you did show a police officer that, to sit there thinking, you sad person. If you went up and showed the police, I've just seen someone growing 1 plant in his greenhouse, they just look at you and think, even a police officer would look at you and think, get a life, mate. Get a life. come and show me something when it's like, you know, a big factory, and he's earning multi-millions off other people's misery, and he's not even interested about what's in the medium itself. He's just interested about money, you know. That's all they're interested in. Not interested in little fish, and that's why. Look, I understand, you know, it's not necessarily 100%, you know, like America or Amsterdam or Spain just yet. I understand that, but we're leaning more towards that way, you see. And I wouldn't say the police are sort of, you know, turning a blind eye to everything, but they're being more lenient and understanding and thinking, okay, yeah, we understand that people, you know, can't afford to be paying for it on the streets. £20 for like 1.6. You see, it's just outrageous. When I started smoking cannabis, I was getting a 20 bag of just pure good cannabis for 3.5, so it was an eighth. So I was getting 3.5 for 20 quid. And then it went down to it went down to 3 gram, then 2.5, then 2 gram, and then it was 1.8, and then it's 1.6 now. Some daft people are selling like 20s for 1.4, and it's just, I can't afford that, me. You see. And I just don't like it anyway, because I'm like a little connoisseur. The minute I get a cannabis off someone and it's not flushed out, I start moaning me. So I thought to myself, I'll just do it myself, save moaning, you know. But yeah, not invincible. I'm not sitting there thinking I'm untouchable. It's just one of them, you know. At the end of the day, the time you're worrying about it, panicking, what if the neighbours do this, look, it could be up and down by then. You see what I mean? You know, I'm not hiding from anyone, because at the end of the day, I know this. I know that in the next couple of years, it'll all be legal. You know, what makes me laugh is the government itself. I've got the biggest, like, hemp farm ever. You know what I mean? And this is what makes me laugh as well. Britain is like one of the biggest poppy, like, should I say, heroin producers down south. That produces, what is it, methadone for heroin addicts, you see. So it's one of them, innit? They say you can't do it, but we can. It doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? They can do it for medicinal values, but you can't do it for yourself. It doesn't make sense. So at the end of the day, I respect the governments. I think I don't want to be a burden to society. I don't want to, should I say, crap all over the government and put my finger up to them, because that's not what I'm about. But at the end of the day, they can't tell, you know, you to do something when they're not doing it themselves. And that's as simple as that, you know. Look, what you don't understand is I'm recording myself with one plant, an outdoor plant. Here's what they base it on. Is that a fire risk? No, it's not. There's no electricity going, so I'm not abstracting electricity, you see. So they can't do me for abstracting electricity from like a lamppost or something. It's not a fire risk because there's no electricity in there, you know. It's not on a conveyor belt. It's not on cultivation. I'm not cultivating it like on a conveyor belt purely because there's no other stuff growing. You see what I mean? So all that is a mitigation plea. So I can justify that honestly to a judge and say that is for me, which it is. It's there. It's one plant. You see, and that's what makes me laugh. Is I honestly, if I had 100 plants in there now, or if I had like 150 plants, do you think that I would even attempt, and I had a major crop on the go, do you think I'd even be stupid enough to put my face in it, or to even put it on YouTube? I don't think so, you see, because that's when I know I'd be doing something wrong. You know, because I would be doing it to make money then, and I would be doing it to, if I did have 150 plants and I put my face in it, then I would be doing it all for my ego. But I'm not doing it for my ego. The only reason I'm putting my face in it and trying to show people, because I am fed up of people telling lies and holding back recipes and holding back secrets, because it's like, well, I don't want them to know my recipe. I don't want them to grow good cannabis. I don't want them to benefit from what I know. And that's what I can't stand. It's all lies, deceit, manipulation. Here's how I am. Here's the truth. I want everyone to grow good quality stuff. I'd like everyone in the world to be grown to Cali standards. That's what I'd prefer. Imagine if everyone was grown to Cali standards. You'd never get crap weed anywhere in the world, ever. You see? You know, I'm not advertising people to smoke it. I'm sitting there going, go and smoke your brains. That's why I don't put myself in smoking stuff, because I don't think that's right, you know. All I want to show you is the truth, how to grow it, the medicinal value of it, you know, and at the end, that's it really in a nutshell. Them videos that you see me on, you know, a year, what? It says a year ago on YouTube, but it was like 3 years ago. That's when I made that video, the one with me in a wardrobe. You know, as I said, I was going to delete it because I thought, what a plonker I look like there. It does look like I'm trying to big myself up. But look, at the end of the day, I didn't know what to say in the video. This was like 3 years ago. I didn't know, you know, I just thought, I honestly don't know why I still sit there thinking, what on earth are you doing? Were you going to explain something about the bud you were showing, or you just put, it makes me laugh. And people ask, why didn't you have a t-shirt on? Just ask myself this question, it was 30 degrees. Do you think it would be sitting there with a frigging bubble jacket on and a North Face hat and a scarf or something? I don't think so, not in 30 degrees, right? So yeah, look, don't be cocky. You know, obviously, if you're in like somewhere where there's hotcakes, you know, where you've got neighbours all looking down, then don't be stupid enough to do it, because you do get grasses and you do get people who just got a sad life and just want to snitch on people. They've got nothing else better to do, and they can't stand watching other people prosper, and they get so jealous when other people are doing well. That's the issue. They're sitting there thinking, oh, if I could do that, and they're just it's just so sad. It must eat them up like cancer, you know. And there's just grasses, basically. That's all they are, you know, sad grasses. So, what? That's all I wanted to clarify, basically. It's just, I don't walk around panicking, you know. I don't sit there thinking I'm invincible. I don't hate the police. I don't hate society. I don't want to, you know, be selling it to society. You know, I've already destroyed myself on the stuff. I wouldn't say cannabis necessarily, I'd say smoking more so, but you know, and I wouldn't want to pass that burden upon anyone. So it's just one of them, people panic, and as I say, the more you spend worrying about it, a crop could be up and down, harvested, dried out and ready to smoke. And that's what it makes me laugh. But look, as you say, you can't do a victory lap. You can't sit there going, yeah, that's guaranteed. If that goes, and end of. I'm not even interested, it's a plant. You know, and as simple as that. And that's where you've got to be with life. You can't like guarantee things and go, that's guaranteed coming in. I hope it comes in. You know, I hope I get some nice stuff off it. You know, and that's it. So yeah, you know, I'm not saying you can't get arrested. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying, look, you've got to think of your mitigation plan. You've got to sit there thinking, you know, can I explain this if police officers do stumble across it? How can I explain what I'm doing? You know, does it look like I'm doing it for me, or does it look like I'm doing it for others? And that's what you'll be getting charged on.